Hi everyone, I thought I would just share a really simple little day in the life video this week because we are moving in just a couple of days, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, it's been a busy time, but we're just about ready, and thankfully we didn't have too much to do on this day that I'm sharing with you, but I'm just sharing kind of my morning routine. If you've seen my day in the life videos, then you will have seen this similar type of routine. I do some Bible time, I do some exercise. I'm up bright and early, especially with my little guy that is still nursing. He likes to nurse at about 5, which works out because that's when I get up anyway. So I just start the day nursing him in the peace and quiet and stillness, which is always just a sweet time. Do my exercise, my Bible time, like I said, start some laundry, have some tea, get myself ready. I like to step outside if I can. If I'm not running behind, I'll step outside and kind of take in a little bit of fresh air. It always feels so good, and just that cool fresh air helps wake me up a little bit too, I feel like. And I mean, you can't beat that view. I will really miss the nature out here and just this beautiful area that we've been able to live in the last couple of years. It's been a sweet season, and we've been really blessed to live in this place. But we're excited for the next chapter, and I think that our new home will fit us a little bit better in some ways. And, of course, it'll have its own challenges and stuff, but we're just really excited for the new home and the new chapter and new memories. But yeah, it'll be bittersweet as well, leaving behind a space where we have made so many great memories too. So just went in and peeked on Wesley when I went to get my clothes and everything. Oh, that was such a bad transition, but I tried to do something cool. It didn't work out for me, but that's okay. I keep my editing really simple, in part because I just do not have time to do anything fancy. There's my little Wesley. Oh, my baby. But yeah, I don't know how people spend what must be just hours upon hours editing to get these fancy edited videos. But anyway, I look so mean here because I'm like pulling his toy, but I'm just trying to get him to crawl for you guys. I want you to see that he is on the move, which is just so crazy. The time is going by way too fast. Everyone has told me that with every baby you have, it just goes by a little bit faster, and I didn't want to believe that, but it's definitely been my experience too, that each baby, things have just, it feels like the time is just going by even faster every day. So we just gotta soak it up as best we can, right? So I was just getting breakfast ready. I usually get Wesley up. He's usually awake about the time that I'm done getting ready, which is convenient. If he's up before I'm done getting ready, he'll just play while I finish, and then I get him dressed, and then we go make breakfast and get all of that set up and get the big boys up and dressed. And then we have our breakfast together, which is one of my absolute favorite times of the day. It's just so sweet sitting and chit-chatting with the boys. And my husband works from home, at least most of the time. So he comes upstairs, and after he's gotten ready and everything, and makes his coffee, and then he comes over and we all pray together at the start of the day, which is just so sweet to be able to do that. As you just saw my husband coming over just then, that's what we were doing. But yeah, it's just such a sweet time reading with the boys, talking with them. It's fun that they're getting a little bit older and have so much to say. It's really cute. It's really cute, and it's fun connecting with them. Right at the start of the day, you can see the Cheerios all over the floor. We're in that phase with Wesley as he's learning to do little finger foods and things. So most of it ends up on the floor at this point. He hasn't, certainly has not mastered that, but he's practicing, and that's just, that's the season I'm in, the season of lots of little Cheerios all over the floor, and there's so much to be grateful for in that. Like I was saying, the time goes by so fast, and I know one day I will miss the days when I was, sweeping up Cheerios and cleaning up those messes from my adorable teeny tiny little beans. And then I just had to kind of go about doing some chores, which is typical after breakfast. We have a little bit of chore time. I like to set a timer so that I don't get too carried away usually. Obviously, with moving, we need more time for chores and packing and all of that sort of stuff right now. But timers, I feel like, are really helpful for me to kind of keep me on task and keep me working efficiently, kind of working smarter, not harder, right? And the boys were just reading books on the couch. Desi, well, reading, right? They obviously can't read yet, But Desi has been obsessed with Eric Carle books recently, and we've read them so many times at this point that he's memorized a few of them, which is so cute. So he sits with the Eric Carle books and he'll, recite them, pretend that he's reading them aloud to Liam and to Wesley, and it's the sweetest. I love it so much. I've gotten so many recordings of him, quote unquote, reading aloud, and it's so cute. So most things at this point are packed, but, and again, as always, I'll say, hopefully this voiceover matches up well. Sometimes my video is a little bit, stopping and starting, and so it might not match up perfectly, but hopefully it's relatively seamless. But like I said, most of things were packed at this point with, 2 days to go. We better be close. And so I was just kind of getting some last minute things from the kitchen packed up. I feel like the kitchen is kind of one of the last things to get fully packed because you're still using it so much. And then I went through and packed us a little picnic because we were going to be going to the park. Getting outside has been so helpful this week in particular because, like I said, pretty much everything is packed up. We have, some toys that we've kept out and stuff for the boys to keep them occupied, but a lot of things are packed. So getting outside and getting to the park has been really helpful to keep these boys busy in the mornings and active without, getting stir crazy in the house with everything packed up and all of that. So then I was just going around and doing a few more little chores. We had to wait on something because we had someone repairing our garage door, and so I had to wait a little bit longer to get out the door with the boys to the park. Liam, so I was doing some chores in the boys' room, trying to get that little scuff off of the wall and putting away some laundry and stuff. And Liam was taking all of his stuffed animals from his bed and running them into our bed, where Desi, you can see, was reading some books and hanging out in there. And yeah, so Liam, for some reason, decided that all of his stuffed animals needed to be in Mama and Dada's bed. So that was the project that he was working on while I was doing the rest of the chores. And then we finally got out the door to the park. It was kind of a cold, windy day, but we still had a lot of fun. The boys, thankfully, I brought their jackets. We kind of, where we live, it's like, I don't know what it is, but I always feel like it's a little bit warmer out at our house than it is in town, which doesn't make sense to me because we live kind of way out in the mountains. I don't know, but yeah, so when we were leaving our house, I thought it would be warm enough that they wouldn't need jackets. And then I was so glad that I brought them because we stepped out of the car and I was like, oh my goodness, should we go home? Because it was pretty chilly and it was a little rainy, but thankfully you can see the sun ended up coming out more and we had a good time. The boys were able to burn a lot of energy. And they had a blast. They've scared me half to death a few times because he's just gotten so brave, which is wonderful. Obviously, this is great. We want him to be brave and gaining independence and strength and all of that. And for anybody who knows Desi, he is coming out of, being a really, really shy, timid kid. And so it just makes it even more special to see him gaining confidence. But he would, run up and try to do some of the things at the park that are pretty advanced for him or definitely advanced for Liam. And yeah, it was a little bit stressful at times because of that, just chasing them around by myself with Wesley as well. But anyway, like I said, it is really, really cool seeing him get so much more confidence. And then this little clip of me with Wesley is from after we had gotten home, obviously, and gotten the big boys put down for their naps. Sometimes all three boys' naps line up perfectly, and it's really convenient and nice when that happens. And other times Wesley will be up a little bit longer. And in this case, he had slept a little bit on the way home from the park. So anyway, I got some quality time with him and some time to, eat my lunch and all of that. We did have a picnic at the park. But yeah, I feel like moms end up kind of eating a little bit later sometimes, or, trying to keep track of everything and make sure the babies are fed. Sometimes you don't always get fed in the moment. So, but anyway, yeah, I got to eat and get fueled up, kind of recharge a little bit, have some quality time with Wesley. And then we got back to work. Wesley ended up going down for a nap after a little while there. And so I headed down to the basement where I'm kind of showing you that first pile that I was showing you. is like 95% books. We have so many books. Hopefully we'll have enough bookshelves for them in the new place. And then we've got like my sewing stuff I was showing you over there. I should have been keeping up with this better, but there's over by those mattresses, there are like bins of toys. These are all of the bins of storage stuff, like more long-term storage stuff for the garage. Clothes, all of the hand-me-down clothes, which I mean, there's so many bins there, which I know seems absolutely ridiculous, but I have these little kiddos and they grow so fast and they're on all these different sizes. And now, Desi is almost 4 and, that's 4 years worth of clothing sizes, which is great because I have all those clothes for Wesley and everything. But yeah, it's just a lot to store. And I've been through it and I've purged a lot of stuff, but it's just a lot. It's just a lot, but that's okay. It's organized. It's neat, and we have great space to store it in the new place. So then I went about and you saw me spraying out our patio and cleaning that back door, all of that, just kind of some odds and ends, tasks and chores that I needed to get done. I cleaned out the fridge. So that is done. We're doing our best these last couple of days to make sure that it stays really clean. And then I'll just have to do the freezer. Yeah, there's just kind of a handful of other random little chores. I've done most of the deep cleaning, like, all of the packing is pretty much done. So I'm kind of just in this weird place now in this home stretch of like figuring out all these little odds and ends that still need to be done. All of our cabinets are already cleaned out. All that. I mean, really, like I feel like we're very, very close to being ready to go. Obviously, there'll be the day of cleaning as we get the place actually emptied out, but it's going well. Feel pretty on top of things, and I'm grateful that I feel that way. I've tried to be really diligent about staying on top of things with preparing for this move because, it's always just so much work. And you can feel on top of things one minute, and then the next you feel like you've got a million more things to do. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But at the end of the day, we ended up going. We had some stuff to drop off at Goodwill. So we went and did that. And then we had a little family ice cream date, frozen yogurt date, I guess, technically, which the boys were very excited about. We'd been meaning to go on an ice cream date for a while, and it just hadn't ended up happening. So that was a fun way to kind of end a busy day. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us for this day in the life. We will be back very soon with more videos, more sewing videos, more family videos, all kinds of good stuff. And I'm really excited to share with you our new place and our new home, our nesting, all of that good stuff. So thank you for being here, and we will be back very soon. Bye, guys.